I will be presenting on the declining nutritional value of American school lunches and the growing epidemic of childhood obesity. I will be examining how the nutritional standards of school lunches are correlated with the declining health of our youth, and discussing the repercussions that we are witnessing, such as an exponential increase in obesity among school-age children. By the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding of just how dire this topic is, and possibly choose to take action in your own communities to stop this growing trend. Long ago were the days of the lunch ladies cooking hot meals that contained fresh ingredients in school cafeterias to feed the growing minds of our American youth. Today, most American school cafeterias are used for reheating prepackaged foods at lunchtime to serve to school-age children. These foods are shipped to school sometimes from great distances to cut costs. These foods have more preservatives because they must be shipped, and they lack the nutritional value that freshly cooked meals with local ingredients contain. The developing bodies of children are detrimentally affected by the chemicals that are in processed foods. The additives and chemicals collect in their bodies, creating an unhealthy environment. Because children are young and impressionable, they are more susceptible to being influenced by healthy food choices. The nutritional standards of American schools are molding poor food habits from an early age and thus contributing to the growing numbers of childhood obesity. Before the 1970s, the popular sweetener in America was cane sugar. Today's American food industry has replaced most of the cane sugar with high fructose corn syrup. The American childhood obesity population has quadrupled, and simultaneously, so has the average consumed number of pounds of high fructose corn syrup. In a study conducted by Princeton University, rats were fed high fructose corn syrup, and the rats became obese. The study concluded, quote, "The critical differences in appetite, metabolism, and gene expression that underline this phenomenon are yet to be discovered, but may relate to the fact that excess fructose is being metabolized to produce fat." End quote. Princeton University has also conducted studies to prove that junk food containing high amounts of sugar, especially high fructose corn syrup, stimulate the brain in the same areas as drug users. The wide use of high fructose corn syrup is adversely contributing to America's childhood obesity epidemic. High fructose corn syrup is in a large number of foods and beverages that are available to school-age children, including bread, fruit juice, yogurt, ketchup, and mayonnaise. It is well known that excess sugar consumption can lead to many childhood illnesses, including obesity. The top items that are most often served to children from the national school lunch menus are chicken nuggets, French fries, and pizza. If children are offered pizza versus fresh vegetables when their parents aren't around, which one do you think they'll choose? These unhealthy meals should be completely removed from school lunch menus. Now, I'm not saying that children should never eat pizza, but the less healthier option should be reserved for parents to decide the amount that their children eat. These are the meals that our children are getting accustomed to eating rather than fresh fruits and vegetables, making it more difficult for parents to reinforce healthy eating at home. Children who are served unhealthy foods in schools get accustomed to eating unhealthy foods out of school, and therefore will eat unhealthy later in life. It is no wonder that obesity rates are skyrocketing. Children do not yet understand the detrimental health consequences of eating poorly. They cannot comprehend the severity of words such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. They're kids and they shouldn't have to know what these terms mean yet. Schools shouldn't have unhealthy food options for children to choose. If children are allowed to eat unhealthy foods, then they're more likely to choose to eat unhealthy foods as adults. We as adults need to advocate for change in our school lunch policies to change the way our children eat. We as adults need to protect our children from unhealthy lifestyle habits that they will carry with them into adulthood, along with extra pounds of weight on their bodies. Positively encouraging healthy eating, Providing healthy food options, along with the promotion of exercise, is the best guidance that we can give to children so they can grow up to be happy, healthy adults. National school lunch programs are drastically underfunded, and processed foods are cheaper to provide than fresh, local, healthy foods. It is sad that our children and our future leaders of America are not worthy of better, healthful foods, according to national school policymakers. In a way to help school administrators deal with budget cuts, the United States Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, changed Food and Nutrition Service regulations by enacting the Omnibus Regulation Acts of 1980 and 1981. This granted school administrators that plan school menus to credit items such as ketchup as a vegetable. Some items are not blatantly listed, so school administrators have found loopholes in nutritional standard regulations to supplement their school menus. According to the new regulations, ketchup is an example of a food item that can be counted as a vegetable. Moreover, as long as there are 2 tablespoons of tomato paste used in pizza sauce, it can also absurdly be counted as a vegetable. So now let me summarize. If a child is obese, then they are very likely to be obese into adulthood. As healthcare providers, we are all aware of the health implications that obesity can cause. America's children shouldn't have to worry about diseases such as type 2 diabetes or fatty liver disease that can arise secondary to being obese. As adults, we must ensure that our children are offered healthy food options in schools and get rid of the junk food, so as not to tempt them into eating less nutritious foods. Children need to be taught that healthy eating and exercise are the fuel that their bodies need to be the best learners that they can be. So what can we do? We must advocate for change to reform school lunch policies so that ketchup and other absurdities cannot be counted as a vegetable. Let us go back to the days where the school cafeteria is used for cooking meals using fresh local ingredients rather than reheating processed, prepackaged foods that are full of preservatives and additives. The promotion of healthy lifestyle choices for our children will help them to make good decisions for their health in the future. Raise your voice in your local communities and in your children's schools to advocate for change before this childhood obesity epidemic gets worse. Educational programs that promote healthy eating are essential for children and their families to learn to make healthy food choices. Programs that teach families how to make healthy food choices in the grocery store and also teaching them to cook using healthy recipes, coupled with the promotion of regular exercise, is a great place to start. Teach children where their food comes from by creating school gardens and show them how to grow their own vegetables. When children grow their own vegetables and then they're involved in the food preparation or cooking process, they are more likely to enjoy eating their vegetables. The quest for good health is ours to teach to children so that one day they may grow up to be healthy adults and then teach their own children. The time is now to change things. Please email me if you have any questions or if you'd like to know how to advocate for reform in school lunch programs in your own communities. Thank you.